Myself, Professor Pawar VK from Department of Geography, J.A.T Art, Science and Commerce College for Women, Malegaon. On behalf of this video presentation, I welcome you all.
The formation of beaches is dependent upon the nature of rocks facing the wave attack. Slope of the continental bed along the coast, erosional and depositional eligibility of sea waves when headlands alter with caves or bays, crescent shaped beaches are formed in protected areas or belts or tracts. Along the gently sloping coasts, the beaches are quite wide and prominent. During strong action of wind and waves, the material like rock fragments is dashed along the surface and walls of the coastline and gets deposited in the form of coarse debris. The feature is known as beach ridges. Beach ridges lie close to the shoreline and remain parallel to the coast. The next feature formed by the sea wave deposition is offshore bars. The deposited ridges of sand, mud, shingle and boulders, when lie parallel to the coast, are known as offshore bars. Scoring action generally leads to the formation of offshore bars because the large waves break before they reach the coastline. Gradually, the mound of deposition becomes larger and rises well above the sea level. Sometimes the lagoons extend in such manner that they cut the passage of sea water inside the enclosure of sandbars, and the bar forms an enclosed lake known as lagoons. Now, lagoons are also called as hafts. Along east coast of India, Chilka and Pulilkat lakes have supposed to be formed by enclosure of lagoons. The next feature formed by sea wave deposition is spits. Spits in the form as one is chewing a betel nut or tobacco. When spits out with a great force, that water comes throughout. In the same way, this spit deposition is there. Now, spits are narrow ridges made out of deposition of sand or shingle or both. Such features may lie parallel to the coast. Base or mouth part of the rivers are favorable habitation of spits. They are produced from the impact of eroded material by longshore drift. They normally grow along the seaside than the landward side. Southern shores of Baltic Sea represent good examples of spits. Pits form only when lagoon is formed. The next feature of sea wave deposition is cuspate foreland. Merging of two spits into each other by one way or the other forms cuspate foreland. These are cup-shaped forelands made up of shingle and sand. These are small, narrow sloping relief forms. Now, the next feature is sand dunes, which are formed by the sea wave deposition. Sand dunes are produced in limited situations as the work of sea waves. These require following ideal conditions. First ideal conditions for the formation of sand dunes is large supply of sand. Second, strong coastal winds. Third, obstruction like plant that can trap the sand. And number fourth, coastal land well above the sea level. Marine sand dunes are mounds of sand formed on the coast or along the coast. These dunes are dynamic and may shift their positions. Protection needs from the encroachment of sand dunes. Next feature is mud flats and salt marshes. In the mud flats and salt marshes, in shelter parts of the estuaries, embayments, behind the spits and bars, there is formation of mud flats and marshes. Fine silt materials are carried over sheltered areas and get deposited with the advance of high tide. River alluvium may also get accumulated. In this way, the deposition appears in the form of mud. Such areas are favorable for the growth of marine vegetation along the coast. The vegetation in these mud flats is known as salt marshes. The marshes grow with the advance of deposition. Such marshes in Germany are known as J.A.T and Wadden in Netherlands. Near Calcutta coast, the marshes are great sea depositions.